What's up everybody, it's Matt from Peter Glenn, and in this video we're going to talk to you about snowboard warranties, what is and what isn't covered. Let's check this out. So snowboard companies all have warranties on their boards, whether it's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, I've even seen up to 5 year. But basically they're saying that they guarantee that the board is going to stay together and it's going to be fully functional for a certain amount of time. Now, that depends on the company, and sometimes it can actually depend on the board itself. A company might actually have a longer warranty on a specific board just because of its construction. Now, that being said, these boards, if you take care of them and you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing, they will last you a lifetime, no matter what the warranty is. But if you do buy a board and you're wondering how long, just go to that company's website and look up what the warranty is on that specific board. Now, some other things that are good to note about warranties is that they are just for the first owner. If you buy a board and then you sell it to your friend in, let's say, a year, and the warranty on the board is 3 years, your friend does not get the warranty for the other 2 years. So what exactly is covered under warranty? It's basically about the construction of the board. It's all the pieces and parts that go into making the board, the base, the fiberglass, the top sheet, the core, the inserts, everything that makes the board up and how the board is put together. So if that starts to fall apart from normal use, that's covered under warranty. Things like delamination, where the layers start peeling apart, whether it's at the tips, the edges, or even in the middle of the board from flexing, or having a spot where the epoxy didn't cure up properly, that's all covered under warranty. Also, if there's some defects in the materials, let's say the top sheet, the base, something like that, again, from normal use, maybe starts cracking or starts doing something it's not supposed to be doing, the board is coming apart from it, that is definitely covered under warranty. Another thing too, and obviously not so much with this Burton board with the channel, but if you have the inserts in the board, and let's say you're tightening down your bindings and you're not over tightening them, and all of a sudden you feel an insert pop loose, that is covered under warranty. So again, all in all, it's just about the board, how it was built, how it was put together, and the companies can't be perfect. You know, every single board is built the exact same way, but every once in a while, a little anomaly can happen, and then maybe a little air bubble gets in there, or the glue doesn't cure up properly, or something funny just happens, and the board might start falling apart on its own from normal use. All of that being said, this is not something that's that common. I can't even tell you the last time I saw an issue with a board that was covered under a warranty. In the past, the companies have seen everything. When a board is warrantied, it's sent back to them. They can look at it, study it, and then when they go into looking at the process for making a board, they basically figure out how to eliminate those. So again, it does happen every once in a while, but it's not common at all. And that all leads us into the issues that you actually do see, but are not covered under warranty. So right off the bat, one thing that we see a lot of is impact from landing improperly. And a lot of times this comes to a board that has this little mountain range on the top of it. And that basically means that there is a crack in not just the top sheet, but also in the fiberglass and possibly in the core. And if you grab the board and you flex it, and you'll notice that it actually does bend a little bit more in that area. And that is something that unfortunately means your board is done. It's not safe to ride. But these cracks, these usually appear from somebody who has gone up into the air and landed way too heavy on the nose or on the tail of the board. Now this sounds crazy because it happens a lot where we land on the tail, we land on the nose, but if you do land just right and with enough pressure, you could break a 2x4 in half. And these boards are very, very strong, but there's only so far that they can be pushed. And you could have landed like this a million times, but maybe you were a little toe heavy the last time you landed, and that forced just enough pressure into a concentrated spot and broke the board. Now, the reason this is not covered under warranty is that the companies can't guarantee that the rider is going to land on their board perfect every single time. Now, another issue that we see that's not covered under warranty a lot is chips in the top sheet. And this is where you get a little piece in the top sheet that's peeling up. This is something that's caused by impact. Whether you're standing in the lift line and somebody behind you with their skis or their snowboard hits the end of your board, or a lot of times people take their board, they get done riding, and they tap it on the ground to knock the snow off of it. That's something you never ever want to do because you're hitting right where all those layers come together. Your base, your edge, both layers of the fiberglass, and the top sheet all come together in this spot around the core. And if you're smashing that spot over and over again, just to get a little snow off of your board, you're gonna end up damaging it. And again, the companies can't guarantee that this board being hit on this spot over and over and over again, something that has nothing to do with actual snowboarding, they can't guarantee that that's gonna stay together. But the nice thing about that, this is an easy fix. You get some glue, put it in there, clamp it down, and your board's gonna be fine. Not something that you wanna actually leave for a long period of time because it could just peel more and more. But again, not covered under warranty. And then speaking of the hard objects as well, when you are riding boxes and rails and the board gets all scratched up and dinged up on the bottom, again, not covered under warranty. Yeah, we go out and we hit those rails and we hit those boxes. They are hard features, and the snowboards are somewhat built to be ridden on those features, but the companies can't guarantee that A, you're riding it right and you're not gonna run into it, or two, they can't guarantee that maybe there is a part of the box that's peeled up that's actually gonna gouge up and destroy the base. So again, as fun as it is to ride the boxes and rails, it's just kind of a risk that you're gonna take to go out and ride the park and hit those harder features. Another big thing when it comes to the edges as well is when the edges get smashed in on the side, and whether this is from hitting those features in the park or hitting rocks, hitting trees, but you're gonna see a spot where basically the board is peeled up. If you look at your board and it looks like it's delaminating and it's coming apart, but you can actually see impact on it, not covered under warranty. You can always tell where that impact is because usually there will be not just visible damage to the side of the board, but the base itself will be pushed up and kind of bubbled up. Again, that means that there was some hard impact right on the edge of the board. This one, obviously, the nose was run into something and it was pushed up. Not only can we see impact damage up on the edge of the board, but we can see that that base is bubbled up. But a lot of times you're really gonna see this on the edges of your board. And where this comes from is setting your board against the wall and walking away from it, and maybe you didn't set it perfectly straight up and down, or maybe the ground's uneven and the board falls over, and then guess what's the first thing to hit? It's that widest point right where your carve starts, right on the edge of your board. And then the last thing that's seen every once in a while, but it's not that common, it actually has to do with the inserts. Some people like to crank their screws down super, super tight. Or maybe you've got some old screws and you've been taking them in and out of bindings and in and out of boards for a long, long time, and the threads don't have that extra grab on them anymore, so you think you want to put some Loctite on there. And this is something that you do not want to do. Loctite will void the warranty. If you put that screw in there and you tighten it down and that Loctite, you use the wrong kind and it grabs way too much and you end up popping the insert loose and it starts spinning on the inside of the board, not covered under warranty. Stay away from the Loctite. You don't have to crank your bindings down to within an inch of their life to get them mounted, so don't have to really, really crank that thing down super, super hard. Obviously, it doesn't have to do so much with the channel, but very, very similar. Just get your bindings snug. You don't have to get them crazy, crazy tight. Okay, so just to reiterate, if something happens to your board and it has to do with the construction, and it's something that happened from normal usage, that is covered under warranty. If it's something that has to do with the aesthetic of the board, it was something that has to do with impact or improper use, not covered under warranty. Another great place to check is the specific company from the board that you have. Check their warranty page. Most of those companies have a link or an email or something where you can send a picture and you can ask the questions, because ultimately they're the ones that are making the decision because it's their product and they're the ones that guarantee the product. And if you find out that your board is covered under warranty, or a lot of times if you have a question, most of those companies do have those links and they do have a way where you can deal with them directly and you can get your answers and you can get that warranty taken care of much, much faster than using us as a middleman. But again, feel free to reach out to our customer service team if you have any inquiries about that. And if you got any questions about anything that we talked about in the video, definitely leave some comments down below. We're on there every single day trying to answer your questions. We want to make sure we can get you in some rad gear, but most importantly, we want to make sure it's going to fit you and it's going to fit your riding style. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and definitely get that notification bell on too so you can find out when all the new videos drop. And head on over to peterglenn.com, grab yourself a new snowboard, and get out and ride. Because any day riding is a good day riding.